Following a presentation by Walton Assessor Penny Haddad on July 10th, council members authorized a request for proposals for a townwide reassessment.
Final assessment roll is done, was filed with Rhonda on June 28th. My office hours have changed to Mondays and Wednesdays. I thank the board for that. John Woolham and Joe and I met today. He's the regional director from the Office of Real Property Tax Services. He provided us with a request for a proposal that we can fill out to ask for bids for a townwide reassessment from vendors. He will assist in filling out that form as the board decides what services we need. There's a question, do we need full data collection or just data verification? I'm thinking that we just need a little bit of verification because the data is very good. It's from 2017, so that would cut down on costs.
We can tailor that request for proposal to what we think we need.
Right.
It doesn't have to be a full townwide,
Right.
Like what
We did
happened in
last time,
2017 and 18. So
We
it's in-
are, oh, go ahead.
No, I'll go ahead. You finish. Go ahead.
Okay. Another option is, rather than put it out to bid to reassessment vendors, is to ourselves hire part-time assistants and mass appraisal experts who would help with data collection and verification of the data and the valuation of the properties. We could use trending and systematic analysis to revalue the properties. That second option would probably not qualify us for that $5 per parcel state aid. The first option would. And for the first option with a reassessment company, if we cross all our T's and dot all our I's, we could get the state aid. The first step in that is by August 1st, we would need to request new utility advisory appraisals. And we would need to do that next year as well. John feels it would be a 2-year process. So there's steps to follow all along the way.
Do you have a suggestion which way? Or you don't know yet?
Well, let me. Can I chime in here because I figured. Very good meeting this morning, and I want to thank Penny for setting that up. So I asked John. We were at 100% 6 years ago. We're down to 70. What did we determine? 77, 74, something like that.
Yeah.
75. I asked point blank, what is the advantage of a town having an assessment at 100% and keeping it there? And he answered it quite simply. It says property taxes are based on market value. If assessments are not in sync with market value, then the taxes throughout the town are not distributed evenly. So if we want to keep Mrs. Jones fair and balanced on her property assessment and taxes, it's in our best interest to maintain 100% as best we can. However, he did say it's very difficult because we don't have that crystal ball to determine what the market is. And the market dictates a lot of this. He also made a comment that the COVID market, which we've experienced since 2020, has not declined. Whereas typically after a experience that the whole country went through, you'll see the market go up and then you'll see the market go down. That's normal market. This market has not gone down as expected. It's still continuing. It's rising at a slower rate than the last couple of years, but it hasn't gone down, which is unusual. So that would predict that the equalization rate will continue to drop. So it's really up to the board how we want to proceed with, do we want to get back to 100%, or do we want to let the market dictate what our equalization rate will be over the next year or next couple of years? My feeling is we do what we need to do to try to get it back to 100%. Now I know back in whenever you started this process, 2015,
16.
prior to that 2018 reevaluation, it was 40 years.
Right.
There's no way we can do that.
Right.
That's just not
We don't need to.
in the cards. We don't need to do that. But like Penny said, we have some options.
I think we need, just because we get $5 back from the state, the first option doesn't necessarily mean that's the way we should go. I mean, we need to know what the cost, because to me, look, I forget what it cost us last time. It was a lot.
It's about 200,000.
Yeah, so I mean,
That's
so-
why we're discussing
And the
this right now,
taxpayers
yes.
are paying that.
Oh,
So
yes.
if we can do it and do what we need to do, I heard part-time and not spending $200,000-300,000, who knows what it costs this time to do a full one like that. Maybe that's the option.
But-
we ought to
but-
look
but-
at.
$5
here's the-
assessment's only about $18,000.
Yeah, but here's the good thing though, is based on discussion with John and Penny and what she's done since she's come on board, we don't believe it's gonna need to be a total reevaluation, like we said. So
Yeah.
we're projecting that we send out
I
that
think Penny has
RFP.
really gone through this and cleaned this up and,
Yeah.
has the experience to be able to bring this where it needs to be and did the work. I mean, we did the heavy lifting and stuff.
Thank
And COVID hits, of course, there's a whole lot of properties and stuff, so there's no way it was gonna keep up. But I think that if you think hiring another person to help you gets us there, my money's on you.
But I believe we would still need to send out the RFP to have that outside entity.
We have to look at both options.
Oh,
Like you
yeah,
say,
definitely.
perhaps.
Absolutely look at
Yes.
both
Yes.
options, but I'm
So
saying.
that would require a resolution from this board to move forward with the RFP process. And
And
that
then we can
would,
look at that and.
and that would get us, before August 1st, that would get us the utility, what is it that we need by August 1st?
Utility advisory appraisals.
Right, yes, so,
So we can do that. All we have to do is put out a proposal, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
yes.
It's a simple one-page
It's,
form.
it's
Okay.
simple, but like I said before, we tailor it to exactly what we want them to do for us. Um,
Oh, the
and-
RFP's not that simple. The utility advisory request.
Right,
is.
yes, so, or, one of the other options we discussed earlier is, we don't have to do anything.
Well, I don't think that's, want to do that. We'll-
Is the, how do I write this down? Is the potential for the parcels changing significantly worth the effort that we're going through to see if it'd be a substantial difference? I think the effort is needed.
I think this board
And,
decided when we did the last one, we're gonna keep up to date this time.
Yes.
Not let a 4-year lapse go by again, so.
I don't think at the
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
we felt that it was gonna require a full-blown,
Right, but that's before,
Reappraisal.
yeah, right, so.
but
And we still
we
don't
did, no.
think it requires that, so.
And I don't think we would be at the drop without COVID and the spike in things. So, I mean, that was part-time. I mean, so that was gonna be hard.
Well, yeah. One clear point that we all agreed on, Penny can't do this whole thing alone.
Right.
Right.
She cannot.
And we knew that before.
Right, yes.
Because we
And
discussed.
She has done an
You know,
instrumental job of where we, keeping us at where we are,
Mhm.
but, if we don't provide assistance,
Thank you.
we're setting her up for failure,
Yeah.
and I'm not in the mood or in a position to advocate for setting one of our employees up for failure. Not that it's a failure, but you know what I mean. So,
Penny, I have a question, if I may, Joe.
yes,
Um, What do you think the potential is for finding the people that you're gonna need to, part-time people that you're gonna need?
Well, that's a very good question. I think the potential is out there. I have a few people in mind who I think are qualified. I don't know, hiring off the street, you don't know who you're gonna get.
Right,
But I
right.
would
I
make it clear
understand.
that we need qualified people, maybe part-time assessors who are looking to augment their work,
Mhm.
or clerks that are already working in an assessor's office,
Okay.
or someone willing to train to be an assessor could
Mhm.
come in and help and take classes and become certified.
Because what I was thinking about is that if we go,
That might be the way to go, at least for one of the people,
What's that?
so that you would, you would have someone to take over should anything happen to me. You would have someone who's getting qualified
Yeah.
and knows the town to take over, so you wouldn't be starting from scratch again.
yeah, because what I was
Think of-
thinking about is if, we've got to have something really solid to be able to compare it to when we get
Right,
the
right, yeah,
RFP in.
yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean,
If, we're putting out an RFP for services,
for bids, yeah?
yeah, and we need to know when we start looking at that, that you can find qualified people who, and
If we don't
can
go
get some
that
kind of
route,
an
yeah.
idea what it's gonna cost us.
I mean, if you don't take the bids that come
Right,
in,
Mhm.
if we go a different way.
Yeah, if we go the way, with using
Part-time.
part-time help,
Mhm.
that's my concern, is that
Right.
there's good qualified people available, so that, we don't save $5 by not going there
Right,
and
right.
spend $15
Right.
Yeah.
in extra labor, because we have people who are not properly trained.
Mhm. That makes sense, yes. In
And when
in
I
a
was in
way-
business, that was always a big issue, whether or not you could get qualified people for a reasonable price, as opposed to going and outsourcing it to
Mhm.
somebody to come in and do the work.
There is a chance that, a company would be willing to take it on for a reasonable price.
Mhm.
I'm afraid with the way inflation's been in the past few years, however, that any gain we might have made in not needing the same amount of work might be lost because of inflation.
I was gonna say, it's gonna cost the same amount of money for less work.
We would hope not.
Well, what I'm hearing is some positive comments on moving forward with this.
Well, I think we should move forward.
So the resolution, the motion would need to say, move forward with the RFP process and authorizing Rhonda to advertise for an additional employee to help Penny.
I make that motion.
I'll
Okay,
second it.
we got a
Yeah.
motion and a second.
I don't know that you need the second part of it though, to authorize Penny to hire somebody else.
No, no, that was just for Rhonda to advertise.
Okay, but we just need to advertise for the RFP, we don't need to advertise for
For the
for a
person.
part-time person yet, because we don't know.
I see
Well, I
what you're
think
saying,
we-
if we don't go that route, then we're advertising for a job we don't have.
Right, that's what, yes, thank you, that clarifies it very nicely.
Yeah,
So
I
just
think
to
that
move
makes
forward
sense.
with the RFP
Yeah,
process.
but
Mhm.
I'm just trying, I'm thinking the timeline, if we
But she
wanna.
has people in mind.
We may get
too.
people interested, we may find people. Even if we turn down the RFP, we may find people through that process who would be willing to come on as individuals.
Do we have to have an ad out, I mean, it's like the school that you have to put an ad
Yeah.
We should definitely have an ad up, but do you wanna advertise for the RFP before you review it?
No, I think
No,
we need to
no.
review it first.
No,
yeah.
we're gonna, we've gotta review it
We've got to
first.
write it.
But we've gotta approve this before August 1st, so she can start the process on getting
That form,
Utility.
Yeah.
Well, we can't ask for an employee that we don't know we're gonna.
Right, okay, so let's wait and see what the RFP says.
So we're just moving forward, the
Yes,
resolution is
okay.
to move forward with the RFP process.
Right.
Right.
I moved that then.
You amend,
We have a
sure.
move, we have a amended motion and a second.
Yep.
Thank
To
you.
move forward with the
Yeah,
RFP process. Any
that's
further
all.
discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, that motion is carried.
To subscribe or advertise, call 607-464-4009.